Action.
The story takes place in an aquarium filled with all different types of ecosystems and animals living together in one small place. All the underwater creatures live in peace under the watchful eye of the hundreds of humans that come to visit the aquarium every day, and a night watchman whom none of the creatures are aware of. All of the fish and other aquatic life that live in the aquarium are content to be taken care of inside their tiny fish tank world, except for one penguin who dreams of something more. Let's check up on him and his family now.
Hey, Daniel, I bet you I'm the better swimmer.
No, I'm the better swimmer.
Prove it.
Okay, fine. I'll race you right now.
Fine, I'm ready when you are.
Stop arguing, you two. I can swim faster than both of you. Now go get ready for dinner. They're about to feed us.
But Dad!
And will one of you go find David? I think I saw him sitting over there on that rock earlier. Dad and Donald went to their little cave to wait for dinner while Daniel went out to look for David at the rocks. David was sitting up on the rock looking over the edge of the tank. He had just finished reading a book about a little mermaid whose fins grew into legs, and she got to see a whole new world. He saw the people walking by and all of the other splashing around in their tanks.
David, Dad says it's time to come to eat dinner.
I'm not hungry.
But Dad said,
I said I'm not hungry.
whatever.
Daniel walked back to the little cave to tell Dad. Did you find him?
He says he's not hungry.
Dad walked out of his family's little cave to go get David. He found him sitting there very sad looking. Dad has had this conversation with David 1,000 times before. David, come down from that rock. It's time to eat. I don't want you to go hungry. David sat there quietly. I know you want to go out and explore, but you just can't, David. It's not safe out there. Plus, you don't even need to leave the tank. We have everything you need. You have such a nice life here.
You don't understand. I said I'm coming back. I'm not coming home. And
Just kidding. Okay. Well, don't complain to me when you get hungry later. Dad sighed and walked slowly back to the cave to meet the other boys. After dinner, David finally came home and went to bed. The boys were in their room. Daniel and Donald were still arguing about who was the better swimmer, and David was tossing and turning in his sleep. He was mumbling to himself.
I don't have to listen to him. I'll find a way to get out of this tank. He doesn't even know what a good life it is. He has lived in a stupid fish tank his whole life. I'll find a way to prove him wrong. I know. I'll just sneak out where the rest of them are asleep. That's a good plan. It'll be easy.
David rolled over and fell asleep. The next night after dinner, David's brothers and Dad fell asleep. David stayed awake, waiting for the perfect moment to sneak out of their little cave and out of the tank. Once the time was right, David quietly got up and crawled out of the cave past his two sleeping brothers and past his dad. David crawled out of the cave and up to his favorite sitting rock. He quietly jumped and grabbed onto the outside of the glass enclosure. He pulled himself up over the wall and fell onto the road. Suddenly, David sees a bright light coming toward him.
Gasp! What is that?
David ran as fast as he could around the corner of his tank and lay down as flat as he could. The night watchman drove past him in his cart without suspecting a thing.
Phew, that was a close one.
David stood up and strolled across the little walkway.
Well, now what do? I made it out of the tank. I guess I should start exploring.
As David was walking, he heard a loud bird flapping overhead. David got really scared and ran to the nearest place that he could find to hide. It was dark out and he couldn't see very well. He bumped into a large rock and climbed up onto it. Before he knew it, he had slipped and fallen into a large puddle of water. He stood up and wiped some of the mud off his face and opened his eyes. Before him was standing a large red crab with a huge razor-sharp claws and a giant crown sitting on his head.
May I help you?
No.
Then what are you doing in my palace?
I was just running and then,
David was terrified. The king crab was coming toward him, waving his giant claws in the air. The crab kept walking closer and closer to David, and David was becoming more and more frightened.
Please, let me go. I promise. I'll never come into your palace again. Please don't hurt me.
Hurt you? Who, me? Oh, my claws. Oh my, I'm so sorry. I forget that these can be scary to some fish.
Oh, actually, I'm not a fish. I'm a bird.
Oh, well, my mistake. I apologize. Please come in, relax.
David walked farther into the tank alongside the king crab.
So, what is your name?
My name is Ed. What is your name? And
My-
I'm sorry for not asking earlier.
My name is David.
Well, it's very nice to meet you, David.
Ed reached out one of his claws to shake David's wing. David hesitated.
Oh, I'm sorry. I always forget about these things. It's been such a long time since I had any visitors.
So only crabs live in here?
Yes, just one crab, that is.
You live here all alone? You don't have a dad or brothers? You must be lonely.
Yep, it's just me. Sometimes it gets lonely, but the people that walk by can be quite entertaining sometimes. Do you have a family back in your tank?
Yes, I have 2 brothers and a dad. They can be annoying sometimes.
Well, you better get back to them then. I bet they miss you. I wish I had a family to miss me.
David thought for a moment about what Ed said and how he wished he had a family. He felt awful about getting so upset with Dad. Plus, Ed's tank was starting to smell. He really missed home.
Maybe you are right, Ed. Maybe I should be getting home.
Oh, well, it sure has been nice having someone to talk to.
I don't know how I'm going to get back, though. That scary person with the bright light. He might find me.
Oh, the night watchman? He's a real nice guy, but I can help you get around him.
Really? Thanks, Ed.
Both Ed and David climbed up to the top of the rock where David fell into the tank. Ed peeked around the corner to make sure the night watchman wasn't coming.
Okay, looks like the coast is clear.
David started to cross the road and looked back at Ed.
Hey, Ed. Have you ever tried to run away from your tank?
Nah, I never felt the need to. There's no place like home after all.
David ran back across the street, jumped back into his tank, and snuck back into the cave before Dad and his brothers woke up. The next morning, David joined Dad and his brothers for a night's breakfast. David, you seem happy this morning.
I'm just happy to be home.
The end. We can take it out.